Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, salatu salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ala ma ba'du. So, back in the tutorial of this day, I'm gonna have the third tutorial in this day, and this is the fourth video. I'm going to explain you about key authentications. So basically, when you have routers inside of your topology and you don't want to share your network to other routers without any permissions, then key analogy was a very interesting functions inside of Cisco. So we have this kind of routing, we have this kind of keychain kind of things. So when you have this, when you have all of this, we have configured the topology back in the day. So we have configured all the topology, and we only want router 1 to communicate with router 2, so it won't have any router 3 communications. So basically, the analogy of this routing authentications is like when you have a key and you want to open a door. So you and your friends have the same house, have the different house, and both of you share the same key to enter the house and to know what is inside. The key consists of the name of the key and the name of the key and the ID. The name of the key was the string, and the ID which key are you using on the key. So in example, you have a ring of a key and you have 5 keys on that. And when you want to communicate with, when you want to come up to your friend's door, then you're gonna use the third key on the ring. And the string is basically all these sharp things that fits inside of the door lock. So here's the configuration. We have the key chain, is the EIGRP of the sharpness of the key, and we have the name. So we get a name. We're gonna have the same name on the same authentications. All right. So the first router will have the same chain as the second router. The chain was EIGRP, and the key is using the first key. The key string is CCNP. So the key chain is basically just the name, and the string is using the CCNP. And here we're using the authentications and also an encryptions on MD5. So what is an MD5? Basically, when you have a key, when you have an authentications password, the string is CCNP and using the key 1. If you're using a plain text, or when you share a data consists of plain text, it will only show that is the exactly what we're writing in the word that human can read. But when you're using an encryptions on MD5, it will encrypt the data to something that normal human couldn't read. And here we have the IP authentications. We're gonna first answer the interface first, right? Which interface is connected to the exact the key users, and the authentication, the keychain, the EIGRP10, and using the EIGRP. And in here we're gonna have the same thing. So we're gonna head into the practical. So first, I want to configure R1 and R2 to have the same key. Before, this is what happened when you have the without the authentications. So and conf. We also have the Lucia Peru. You're gonna have also the distribute from the router 1. So let's make the key string, the key chain, EIGRP, key ID 1, key ID 1. Wait. The key key. Let's use key 3 here, and the key string EIGRP 1 2 3. Okay. Then we're gonna use the exit and get into in there first. Exit. So we're gonna use the interface on 00 IP authentication, and then using the mode EIGRP. So we are using the EIGRP. So we are encrypting or have an authentications on the EIGRP routing, and the EIGRP number, which is 10, and using the ND5. We can use this IP authentication, then the keychain or the mode, and then EIGRP, and then the S number, and then the ND5 key message digest. ND5, and use IP authentication again, keychain, and then which chain are you using, EIGRP, and then the S number, and then the word of the name, EIGRP. You can see here we're gonna have the same authentications on the second router. Keychain EIGRP, key number 3, key string, EIGRP 123, exit, and then now we're going to the interface, IP authentication mode, EIGRP 10, and then MD5, IP authentication, keychain, and then keychain, yeah, and then EIGRP 10, right, and then the word EIGRP. Now we have the same configuration. We're gonna check this out. All same. And where's the keychain? Now we have the key string. Sure. F here. Okay. Now let's see. You show it. Still on the same. Still the same. You can see here. Now to check it is debug EIGRP packets to check if the authentication is running. So get on the error 1. Debug IP packets. Now let's see. After the IP packet debugging, we're gonna see the IP addresses here, the debug packet, and we're gonna check if there is this MD5 authentication received bit. You can see, we're gonna scroll a little bit. EIGRP receive. August. Okay, false. Seconds. So wait, no IP debug packet. No debug packet. Con. So IP root. X. No debug. So we have a little bit trouble here. EIGRP receive hello neighbor. Let's see here. One. That's why. Debug EIGRP packets. Now we're gonna check the EIGRP. Now we can see that MD5 authentications. So a little bit mistake here that I've done. We're gonna have the debug IP packet on the EIGRP. So maybe that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.